Secondly, God measures our gift not based on its size, but on the level of sacrifice involved. Dave Simmons, in his book, Dad, the Family Coach, tells about his daughter Helen, who was 8 years old, and his son Brandon, who was 5, and their trip to the mall. As they drove up to the mall, they spotted an 18-wheeler in the parking lot with a large sign on it that said, "Petting Zoo." Oh, what do you think the kids said? The kids jumped out and said, "Daddy, Daddy, can we go? Can we go? Please, please, can we go?" "Sure," Simmons said as they were walking into the mall, flipping them both a quarter before walking into Sears. And then the kids bolted away, and he felt free to take his time looking for a scroll saw. Now, this petting zoo consisted of a portable fence erected in the mall with about 6 inches of sawdust on the floor and 100 little furry baby animals, all kinds of animals. The kids pay their money and stay in the enclosure enraptured with all of these cute, cuddly, squirmy little critters while their moms and dads go shopping. Well, a few minutes later, Simmons turned around and saw Helen walking behind him. He wondered if she preferred the hardware department to the petting zoo. Knowing that that wasn't the case, he bent down and asked her what was the matter. She looked up with giant brown eyes and said sadly, "Well, Daddy, it cost 50 cents. So I gave Brandon my quarter." Then she said the most beautiful thing that Simmons thinks he's ever heard. She repeated their family motto. The family motto is, "Love is action." She had given Brandon her quarter as a form of love is action. No one loves cuddly, furry creatures more than Helen, Dave wrote, but she had seen her mom and dad live according to the family motto, and now she was incorporating it as her own. Well, what do you think Dave did at that point? If you're thinking he gave her 50 cents too, you're wrong. As soon as he finished his errands, he took Helen to the petting zoo. They stood by the fence and watched Brandon go crazy, petting and feeding the animals. And Helen stood with her hands and chin resting on the fence, just watching Brandon. Dave Simmons said he had 50 cents burning a hole in his pocket, but he never offered it to Helen, and she never asked for it. Because, Dave wrote, she knew the whole family motto. It's not only love is action, it's love is sacrificial action. Love always pays a price. Love always costs something. Love is expensive. When you love, benefits accrue to another's account. Love is for you, it's not for me. Love gives, it doesn't grab. Helen gave her quarter to Brandon and wanted to follow through with her lesson. She knew she had to taste the sacrifice. She wanted to experience the whole family motto. Love is sacrificial action. It's a simple story, but a powerful one. The widow gave all she had. Hers was sacrificial action. A leading charity used to say, "Give till it hurts." Then they changed it. They changed it to give till it helps. Could it be that they quit asking people to give till it hurts because the idea of sacrificial giving is alien to most people today? Jesus said about the wealthy people coming to the temple, they all gave out of their wealth, but she out of her poverty put in everything, all she had to live on. God doesn't measure the size of the gift, but the size of the sacrifice. And our last point, you never know the good that can come from even the smallest gift. Jesus used the woman's small gift of less than a penny to instruct his disciples, and through the scriptures, millions of later followers, including us, on the nature of giving. A young boy gave 2 small fish and 5 loaves of bread, and thousands of people were fed. In John Maxwell's story, Helen Douglas's gift of $3.30 motivated a congregation of people to give more than had ever been given before. You never know, when you give even the smallest gift, how God may use it and bless it. During his seminary years, Howard McBain served one summer at a rural church in Colorado. One of the most faithful members of that church was a woman named Mrs. Rolfe, a single mother who struggled daily to support herself and her son. Before they left that church, Mrs. Rolfe gave the McBains a farewell gift. It was a quarter, the most money this poor woman could scrape together. As Pastor McBain writes, "I don't know what happened to that 25 cents. I only know what happened to me. In many ways, that quarter bought a minister. More than 50 years later, I've never been able to shake off that godly woman's sacrifice." You never know when you make the smallest sacrificial gift how much good it might do. 2 small coins worth less than a penny. The poor widow had no idea that Jesus was watching her, but he was, and he knew. People don't give in proportion to their resources, they give in proportion to their faith. God, who sees, doesn't regard our gifts in proportion to the size of the gift, but in proportion to the sacrifice involved. And even the smallest sacrificial gift, with God's blessing, can do more good than we can ever possibly